have disappeared this year, 2025, through to Spain. But we have two Gambian boats that disappear on the 5th of December from Gambia, Nigeria. On the 17th of November also disappear from December, Geneva. The total we have is like 72 boats has disappeared in totally 2025. Both from Gambia, Senegal, Mauritania, and other places. But those 72 boats, there are 26 boats, Gambians are part of those people. 730 Gambians died missing in the ship, 74 missing on the land. Last year, I think we have like 500 people who died in the ship. One second, because I want to compare these things. Last year and this year, what we have. One second, sorry, I apologize. I have to look these things fairly. These 26 migrant boats, there were 730 Gambian migrants who are part of those. 26 boats. These 26 boats, some boats departed from Gambia here. Some departed from Senegal, some departed from Morocco, some departed from Mauritania, and some departed from Algeria. 730 people, 30 migrants, those are the Gambians we get information. 74 people of this, there are another 74 missing in the land. Those who are missing in the Sahara Desert, or we have other like Tunisia, Libya, and other places. We have a number of 777 Gambian in 2025. 173 Gambian migrants arrived in Europe. 6,173 Gambians who arrived in Europe in 2025. 6,173 Gambian. In Spain, we have 111 different boats that are Gambians are part of those boats. 111 boats that Gambians are part of it. Those boats departed from Algeria, Mauritania, Morocco, Senegal, Guinea-Conakry, and Gambia here. A total of 5,119 Gambians has arrived in Spain. 5,119 Gambians has arrived in Spain. 170 different boats from various countries. This one in Spain, the 2025 alone, they have more than 170 different migrant boats that arrive there from different countries in the sub-region here. In Libya, there are Gambians who also departed from Libya and Tunisia who arrived in 52 different migrant boats, total 1,054 Gambians that arrived in Italy in 2025. These 1,054 Gambians, 52 different boats. 17 boats departed from Tunisia, the remaining ones departed from Libya. As I'm speaking, on the 17th of this month, 17th of November, a migrant boat departed from Guinea with more than 190 people on this boat. Another second boat departed on the 5th of December with more than 200 people in this boat, both women and children. On the 17th boat, we make an inquiry on this boat. We follow this boat, can say more than 1 month. We will try to find the location of this boat. But at the end, we have completed the boat. The boat has sunk. We believe 100% though, this boat has sunk. On the 5th of December boat also, there are 200 people missing. We're still trying to verify this boat, and we are still doing our best to work with our colleagues or the humanitarian boats in Mauritania, Senegal, Mali, Morocco, Spain, everywhere we can have access, Africa, Cape Verde, to discuss with these people, to give them the information about this boat. But still now, we couldn't have more information about this boat. Before the end of this week, inshallah, we'll come out with something we'll tell the family about this boat. In 2025, 8,284 Gambian migrants were intercepted about 45 different migrant boats. This intercepted was followed by 11 migrant boats was intercepted in Gambia here, 18 intercepted in Senegal, 9 intercepted in Mauritania, 7 intercepted in Morocco. 5,749 Gambian migrants were deported or voluntarily returned by themselves. This 5,749 Gambians were deported or voluntarily returned by themselves back in Gambia from January to December 31st. In 2025, 69 migrant boats departed from Gambian shores here. Of these, 24 migrant boats arrived in Spain, while 45 migrants intercepted. This is not a valid data from the IOM, or from the immigration, or from the Gambia Red Cross. These are all data. We normally have these data as every day we connect with the migrant themselves, direct connection with. Every day they left, we understand this. Every day they left, we get information. When we get the information, we try and record this information. And every year we record this information. When we record the information, at the end of year, we publish this. Last year I was not in the country, but we have sharing this information with the all the social media houses as well. So, in 2025, 3,090 people has died through Spanish border due to lack of protection of their life, increases long and dangerous routes. Mortality rate increased significantly in the area of Algeria, like 121 tragedy happened in Algerians, those who departed from Algeria. Last year it was Mauritania. Last year alone, I think we have 130 something disasters from Mauritania. So that for this year, Algeria is the most. The total number of the victims wrote in this is 1,037, double to the record of last year in 2024. The total missing boat passengers was 47, which will just disappear. And the Algerian routes, like you can say 67% of the boats that have problem this year are all departed from Algeria. And 3 days ago, I was in Facebook, I write something. I was speaking with some Gambians. These are 18 Gambians who departed last week from Algeria. In the ship, still now, we don't have any information with these people. And we believe so, they are not alive anymore, because in Algeria, you cannot depart from Algeria to Lanzarote or other places more than 1 week. And they don't have that kind of fuel, they don't have the water. Last week, these 18 people, they departed in Algeria, inside the capital Algeria. Still now, there is no hope, we don't have any hope on it. These are all Gambians, they are 18 in number, they are all Gambians. So this around 67% of those people who have problems in the sea normally are all coming out from Algerian side. In 2025 also, in 2025, for 192 women, 437 children arrived in Quetta, those normally who departed from Morocco. In 24, you can say 24% of those. The victim children and teenagers, the people from 30 different countries who lost their life in the ship. But today we are not concentrating on those 30 countries, we are concentrating on the Gambia here. The Gambians who lost their life in the ship. In January 1st to January 31st in 2025, we have 1,865 Gambian migrants who just died in the ship. That is just from January to the 31st of May. So, but from May to come to June, July, it's go very low. From August, September, October, it was low also. But from November, December, there was another biggest disaster. Normally from Gambia here. As we last week, we all know, Mando Fronteras in Spain, they published it. In this, I think last week they make a publication on this. About 3,000 lives was lost, with 70 migrant boats disappear without any trace of this. Last year we have 3 migrant boats that disappeared from Gambia here, one from Khartoum, I don't believe on 17th of November. On 19th November it disappeared from Khartoum. On the 14th also another boat disappeared from Kunjur. Last year we have like 3 migrant boats that disappeared totally without no information up to today. This year we have only 2 boats from on the 17th and on the 17th of October and on the 5th of December. In Spain, what we understand here is in Spain, 30,692 people have arrived in Spain last week. The Interior Minister has given. There were 34,251 migrants. 30 of them, 30,692 arrived by sea. 1,154 with small boats or canoes, normally coming out from Gambia, Senegal, Tanzania. 29.2% decrease on this last year. Was too much people that came. This was caused by many problems through in Senegal. There was a political problems in Senegal, Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea-Conakry. But this year, what we understand is that 30,692 arrival in Spain through canoes. In Baltic Island also the arrival was declined. This we are 453 in October to 408 in November. Yet the total arrival of the year reaching 6,688 represented like 28.3% compared to 2024. Arrival by the sea, mainland Spain decreased from 740 in October to 574 in November, and the annual total fell by 8.7% from 7,855 in 2024 to 7,167 in 2025. Cities arrival by sea were very limited, 5 in Quito, 25 in Melina. In land, arrival increased with 3,268 in Quito, like 39.4% increase. 291 to Melina, represented by 221.9% increase compared to 2024. The irregular migration uploaded 94% migrant enter in Spain through regular channel, according to the Spanish Commission of Refugees. Between 70% to 80% of those arrival in 2024 asylum, conflict, position, violence on serious human rights violation. According to UNHCR, 31st August, 400 people died in Canary Island routes, 216 attempted to reach mainland Spain in Baltic Island. 89.88% of young undocumented migrants arrived in Spain are African originated from this country. Morocco have 59.16% arrival. Gambia is the second with 15.47%. Algeria is 9.72%. Senegal is 5.59%. Guinea-Conakry is 2.99%. In Italy, migrant arrival declined this by 0.48% in 2025, according to the Interior Ministry. Last week, a total of 66,296 regular migration arrived by sea, significantly fewer than 66,617 recorded in 2024, and represented a 57.59 decrease compared to 2023, when 157,651 arrivals were recorded. By countries of origin, Algeria 1,812 arrival by 31% increase in 2024, and 192.3% increase in 2025. Tunisia 4,841,000 arrival, like 71.5% decrease from 2024, and a 95% decrease. From 2023, Libya 84,408 arrival, 38.1% increase from 2024 and 12.4% increase from 2023. In Italy, Gambians, many Gambians who arrived in Italy this past years from normally in Tunisia and Libya. But as we all know, there are a lot of pushback in Italy now. In Tunisia, the debate in Tunisia is very difficult now to debate there. And as we all know, we always perplexed in Tunisia. The national the Coast Guard in Libya, for me, I call them as the so-called guard, because these are the same people we pay them to transport us, and these are the same people who go and kick our boat and kill a lot of people and return them, put them in prison. So this year, Gambian is very low in Gambia. Last year, we have like 6,000 Gambians who crossed from Libya to Tunisia to enter in Italy, but this year we have 1,054 Gambians who are This is what I have for you for now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ibrahim. Thank you so much, Mr. Ibrahim, for the statistic. Before we move to the final statement from the organizing institution, I would call on Uncle Madi Jobate to give a statement.
This is a statement from the Annual Justice Moral Center for Rights and Justice. We express our profound grief and condolences to the families of the youth who lost their lives in the Eastern Bahrain tragedy on the coast of Yemen, or other cases. And we wish to those who are rescued to also speedy and full recovery. The persistent occurrence of these dangerous and deadly journeys reflect a deep and long-standing malaise affecting Gambian society. While the Small Center considers the pathway to be unsafe, dangerous, and unacceptable, and therefore urges young people to refrain from undertaking it, we cannot ignore the structural conditions that have sustained this phenomenon for decades. Migration is a human right. However, when migration by any means becomes a widespread preoccupation driven by desperation and desire for greener pastures, it raises serious socio-economic and governance questions that require honest, direct, and sustained national conversation. The backway did not emerge in isolation. Rather, it arose as a response to deep deprivation, limited opportunities, and persistent hardship within the country. It is important to recognize that both the unskilled, undereducated, poorly paid, and underprivileged, as well as the highly educated, skilled, and relatively privileged Gambians seek to leave the Gambia, albeit through different routes. What unites them is not mindset or attitude, rather the dire socio-economic conditions and limited prospects at home. Therefore, the core issue is not whether migration occurs through the front way or the back way, but the conditions that justify and fuel these journeys. At the same time, the Small Center emphasizes that while it raises serious concerns about both regular and irregular migration, particularly the loss of life and the accelerating brain drain, it is also an established and undeniable fact that migrants play a critical role in sustaining the Gambian economy. Remittances sent by Gambians in the diaspora account for more than 30% of the country's GDP. These remittances support households, finance education, and healthcare, and sustain small businesses and cushion families against economic shocks. This reality exposes a fundamental structural contradiction. While the state benefits immensely from migration-generated income, it has failed to create comparable opportunities at home that would allow citizens to live with dignity without risking their lives or being forced to leave the country. The Small Center also acknowledges that the vast majority of Gambian youth remain in the country, working diligently as carpenters, fisherfolk, taxi drivers, market vendors, plumbers, engineers, farmers, artisans, and professionals across multiple sectors. Yet, even among those who are working, frustration persists due to low incomes, rising living costs, limited social mobility, and weak public services. Alarmingly, we have observed that workers from the formal sector, including civil servants, security officers, and private sector employees, are also abandoning their jobs to embark on the back way, underscoring the depth of the national crisis. The Small Center therefore knows that as long as a viable socio-economic conditions and effective governance remain absent, both regular and irregular migration will continue leading to loss of life, depletion of human capital, and severe national loss. In all scenarios, the Gambia loses immensely. For this reason, the Small Center for Rights and Justice calls on the government, its development partners, civil society organizations, and the private sector to jointly design and implement robust, sustainable, innovative, and effective measures that expand employment opportunities, improve incomes, ensure access to quality goods and services, and promote shared prosperity. 60 years after independence, national development remains largely ad hoc, disjointed, and weak. In many instances, relevant policies either do not exist or are poorly implemented, resulting in minimal impact. Public institutions continue to underperform, delivering inefficient and low-quality services without accountability. Budgetary allocations to the youth sector remain disproportionately low, leaving key institutions such as the National Youth Service Scheme, the National Youth Council, President's International Award, National Enterprise Development Initiative, and others chronically underfunded, centralized around the Greater Banjul area, and largely absent from rural and provincial communities. Across sectors, critical to youth development, education, skills, training, sports, tourism, performing arts, entrepreneurship, and technology, there's a glaring absence of national infrastructure to sustain continuous programming and long-term interventions. This reality is reflected in the government's own 2025 labor survey, which indicates that 41% of government youth are not in education, employment, or trade, highlighting the severe inadequacy of opportunities and resources available to young people. EF Small Center is firmly of the view that the lasting solution to the pathway lies in strong, coordinated, and sustained government intervention that deliberately links education and skills training to the real economy. This requires genuine political will to formulate the right policies and ensure their efficient, accountable, and committed implementation. We further recommend the establishment of a national commercial or development finance institution capable of providing accessible low-interest capital to qualified youth entrepreneurs. In addition, we call for increased funding, expansion, decentralization, and operational strengthening of youth development institutions, including the NYSS, PRA, and related bodies. The Gambia possesses immense potential and opportunities to create an enabling environment for youth development and shared prosperity. The challenge is not that young people are lazy or believe success is only possible abroad. Rather, the challenge lies in the failure of successive governments to accurately diagnose the problem and respond with coherent, comprehensive, and effective solutions. For far too long, policy responses have been piecemeal and ineffective. The time has come for a decisive change of course. In the interim, EF Small Center calls on the government to ensure effective surveillance and policing of Gambian waters, to prevent, detect, and apprehend illegal migrant boats and their operators. It is inexcusable that despite the presence of the police and the Navy, such boats continue to evade detection. EF Small Center further calls for thorough investigations and the prosecution of all perpetrators involved in organizing and facilitating these deadly journeys. We remain committed to advocating for policies, institutions, and governance systems that place human dignity, opportunity, accountability, and justice at the center of national development. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Uncle Madi of the Edward Francis Small Center for Rights and Justice for the statement. I now call on Mr. Sidi Sedikan, the founder of We Migrants Germany, to deliver a statement.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Clara, colleagues. Thank you, Madi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. So today I'm speaking for the only the public, but also for the local community. Mbadi Jibekan Dawda, Albadi Madam Sidi Sherikan. I'm the founder of We Migrants, the founder of What's on Italy, the forwards European page, basically on migration and information website. I think the driver could be one of those people who were helping me before he would create this website. So I think I know also more about such tragedies happening in our community. But today I'm not sitting here with statistics. I'm here with pain. And in recent days, we see that young Gambians, our brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, have died on the journey to Europe, and not only in Tunisia, but also in our own country, in our own community. We see that some of them drowned in the sea, some disappeared in the desert, and some died quietly, far from home, with grief, without any farewell to their family and their friends. Families are still waiting, phone calls that will never come. They're waiting and hoping, and still some of them believe that their children perish in the Mediterranean Sea or the Sahara Desert. These were not criminals, these were not lazy people, and they were not foolish people. They were young people chasing dignity, survival, and also hope, because everyone will flee your country, and there is always a reason for that person to flee his or her country. And let's also speak the truth. The hard truth about this issue. No one chooses death, and no one among them chooses to escape. And when death becomes part of the journey, it means something is deeply wrong at home and deeply crucial on the road. But we have to talk about the crucial problem in our community, in our country, because basically everybody is making a statement, and I want to say to the community, to our family members, to know the real truth about this journey. Myself, I'm a victim. Many times I experienced this. I went through this journey. I took this route to Libya, and I flee from Gambia to Europe. Speaking local because I want people to know we are speaking to them directly. I think this is one thing that is missing. We have to know that medical in Bungo and Jibek and Yenda Membeking, the Gambia Bangkok and in our community. In Bakwe, Nanoku, Jamabi and Tashifa, we have the privilege to be Macabalato, but we want to tell you the hard fact. But I think that Katanda Lako, Minsilo Akamo Yaman, Abenyaman, Imankeling. The traffickers will lie to you, they will tell you what you want to hear, but the hard fact is 7 days in this journey is like sacrificing 80% of your life. I'll be very, very, very honest to you guys. So, Magnan Bamil serious work on not doing Kalko. So, come on, they are go. Ikakodojo in family bay, Ikadimelo, Delano, Sungun Dimelo, Kaman Dimelo, family numero, Ikoka Kulumojo, because a wave to go, Nina family. All these things pains me because I know and I knew and I see when people are taking this journey. The more you will funkan, Giocono, you will funkan, Kulukono, Katoya family, the more you go, B, Sahara Desert, Yesuna, Yemin, the Suna, Puruka, Joseph, or the Yako, to never be. I want to say this because Nanu, Banin, what the Kedun, the Puska Faiko, and then Tamasota, Alim Bandi, but then from Bakela. B, because of community, memento society, the government have to speak out. They have to speak about this because this is a tragedy. And I just say Gambia is a center where people will come and pay money. This is not only about families, it's about our country. So we have to speak it. I'll have to say the truth. No one chooses it, like I said. Our mothers in the Gambians are burying their dreams instead of children. Fathers are crying in silence. Mfanya wakumboka Duma. Another ko almaji to banyisha bongo na killing wakumbola lungu. This is something we are on. It's hurting me. Yesterday I was speaking to some of my family members and buying a story for long. So when I said share some small story to them, all of them, some of them were crying. My mother started asking me, am I going to continue? Because I just one of the heart is paining her just to hear what I went through. So they come over your food over to I didn't care. This is the reason why no program where the government will back way I bring influencers, celebrities, Gambian big names, people like Father Johnny, share a story. If you go to YouTube, you listen to those people. I thank you lako, move kulungu they know. Agulu kulungu, don't make a yebu kulungu. Honey, I've seen people who are successful in Tuamu, but hear a story for it. The members, they will allow them to tell this story. So this is a true fact about this journey. So come on, till one will have a kulungu. Ibrahim can be as a uniform. And what I hear today from Ibrahim, it pains me. Yet the journey continues from the Gambia. Why? Because poverty sounds louder than warnings. Because unemployment poses hard and fair, the Gambia. And this not settled, it will be very, very hard for us to fight for this. But we have to say the truth. Because hope, and even false hope, can be stronger than reasons. So Gambia, Koliata, the fact that funding college, they don't believe Gambia anymore. And this is really, really bad for our country. But now we need you, the media. We need the media because we must say the clear and honest truth today. The back way is a lie. It promised life, but it delivers death. In terms of Bolidama. Karabafala Godu Tuabu. Nimo Chametala. Tana would be Familinka. Last year in 2021. I was sent by the German Foreign Office, to deliver, to sensitize. So we went to 3 countries, Ghana, Gambia, they understand. But when I came here, what I did, we went to schools, we went to community level to tell you guys, but smart migration is important. Before you travel to you need to know expect how long you don't just go this is something we should know. Because I went through the same. But of course, we not to but more about to be a me fan fano, a me bana fano, a me fan fano. Yen silota career for that in Yan Mata, if you do the local, don't be. Will you tell fish out will be done? So some of them find wouldn't go. Have to tell our people the hard fact, but also the member from Gavandoleko. Hey, Mome and Mokan. I remember Kenny, one member Fakan is too much. How many boats are missing? 26 boats with Gambians. More than 700 of Gambians are missing. Thousands of Gambians are dead, are punished. This is something that we should take very seriously. I am a 2 times award winner. I'm a migrant activist. Basically, when I came in, Ibrahim told me about this, I was like, Ibrahim, anytime. But the reason why I'm here, because I don't want to come, not I'm going to come from me. But in non member Syrian, Jibekan, will let them alone, Musokomomi, and Wakain Silota. Not that I'm killing. I beg, I urge each and every one of you, we have to play impact. Each and every one of you, the media persons, brothers and sisters, we have to sensitize the community too. But the government also have to play an impact. Ita funding ka konratio nyaja banko ita konra mama you have to stand up and speak and talk because they want to hear from you. Your children want to hear from you. Konratio nyaja amda, they give hope to kids. So I'm urging each and every one of you, come stand up for Duma. Momo ya logo benjibe. This is my statement for you, many of our brothers and sisters, children, the most vulnerable in our community are dying. So you might come and standing. This is the hard fact from me. And this is the first time telling you go. I'm telling you, if you go to my YouTube channel, you will see people telling you their stories more than a year long. They can't be, you can't faint it. But your main face in Shilo can hear for you. It ain't Shilo Mala. So I know there is possibility for us to achieve our goals here. And Hanibita Tamashiloka, please do it. If you're going to make a decision, make it by yourself. Can you do musica? Can you do musica? And you believe for 99% go. Even not to it's a lie. So therefore, I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank
you so much, Mr. Siri Sirikan, now we move to the final statement from the organized institution by Mr. Adrian Corres of the African Migration Center.
Thank you, members. Operation Prevention First, the humanitarian response to the humanitarian emergency. The Gambia is facing a national humanitarian emergency driven by irregular migration. Thousands of young Gambians have died, gone missing, or remain unaccounted on the Atlantic routes. Criminal smuggling networks are selling the journey to Spain and the Grand Canaries as an 8-day boat trip, deliberately hiding the truth The Atlantic route is one of the most dangerous migration routes on Earth, where survival depends on water, fuel, and chance. Scale of the crisis. These gangs make 14 to 17 million Gambian dollars per boat, approximately 200,000 to 250,000 US dollars on each overloaded canoe. By deceiving families, exploiting at present, prevention in the Gambia is effectively zero, while criminal networks operate freely along the shoreline. If this continues, more Gambians will be lost to the sea, and pressure on Spain, particularly in the Gran Canarias, will continue to rise. Until systems are overwhelmed, prevention is better than cure. The solution, prevention first. Stopping deportees at source saves lives, reduces arrivals, and shuts down the criminal networks profiting from deception and death. This approach protects young lives, restores state control, and prevents a deepening humanitarian disaster on both sides of the Atlantic. This is the solution. Spain's role, this is a formal invitation to Spain. Spain is already a frontline humanitarian responder. Along the Atlantic route, Spanish naval and rescue services, particularly in the Gran Canarias, are bearing the sustained humanitarian burden caused by deportees, organising far beyond Spanish waters. Under Operation Prevention First, Spain is respectfully invited to build upon its existing presence and experience by joining a Gambian-led preventive humanitarian operation focused on saving lives before boats leave for open sea. Spain's operational contribution. Within a Gambian sovereign command structure, Spain would work closely and operationally with forces already on the ground, including Gambian Navy, Gambian Immigration, Gambian Police Force, Gambian Armed Forces. Spanish naval intelligence and technical teams would provide support, expertise, and capacity to assist joint operations. To dismantle organised smuggling networks operating along the shoreline. Reclaim and secure known departure hotspots. Strengthen, coordinate coastal river and sea patrols. Support lawful controls on fishing vessels and outboard engines. Assist in regulating the monitoring of PMS fuel supplies, ensuring fuel is used strictly for legitimate fishing needs. Preventive impact. This cooperation represents a shift from reactive rescue to preventive life-saving cutting of boats, fuel, routes and profits before departure. Spain's long-standing expertise in counter-smuggling operations and maritime coordination and humanitarian rescue makes it a natural and valued partner. We formally and respectfully invite Spain to participate in this operation of Prevention First as a partner in prevention, protection and shared responsibility. Conclusion. Operation Prevention First recovers the profit and logistics that makes smuggling possible, while reclaiming shorelines, controlling vessels and fuel, and acting before departure. The Gambia protects life, sovereignty and its future, while erasing dangerous pressures on Spain. Prevention is better than cure. Detailed technical and operational plans are available on request. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adrian. So before we move to the question and answer, I would like to recognize the voice of Gambian youth and creativity. It is my honor to introduce Miss Awa Kamara, a young author and poet, and the writer of the book, The Dream Chaser. The Dream Chaser is a work that speaks directly to hope, resilience, and the aspirations of young people navigating difficult realities. I will now recite a poem reflecting the dreams, pain, and the strength of our generation. Please join me in welcoming our comrades.
Imagine a heart full of dreams, a soul full of hopes, not for luxury, but to survive. These were the words of our lost brothers and sisters. Good day to you all. I am our Kamara, and this piece is dedicated to the lost brothers and sisters in the sea and here. Few weeks ago, we lost sons of this land, brothers of the soil. They walked through burning desert, not for greed, but to survive. They believe Europe will give them a life. But now the sea carries their names, and silence carries their pain. Suñuy doom, suñuy mag ak suñuy rakk yi ndox ba jël na leen du metti ba ñëpp di ko waxantoo. Mama still stands at the door. She listens to footsteps, hoping her child will not once more, but only the waves return. No hope, no voice, only dreams swallowed by the sea. Nanim fal ba kumbola, katu dule tobacco. Banko bele sulta, ninkuo dimi na famole wata. This is a wake-up call. To the government, our youths are dying, chasing hopes. Invest in them, build opportunities, listen to their cries, and stand for them, not just empty promises. To the youths, your future is not buried in foreign lands. Believe in yourself, work hard, and be patient. You know, the sea was the same journey our ancestors take, with change and pain and heartbroken heart. But today, our youth still emerge in this journey willingly, but yet enslaved with poverty. And this journey must end. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Awa, for reminding us why youth voices matter. At this point, following the poem from Awa, I will now formally open the floor for questions and answers. I kindly ask members of the press to clearly state your name and media house. Please, I urge you to keep your questions brief and focused. Thank you. Yes, let's start.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dawna Bandet. I work for the Department of